Well, the first World Series event in Australia was back in 2013 in Sydney. And here we are a dozen years later. And boy, has it grown. Over 10,000 will be at the Wynn Entertainment Centre here in Wollongong over this weekend. And a double debut. Mike De Decker, his World Series first, coming in Australia. Of course, we all go to Auckland in New Zealand next week. And Mike De Decker will feel its reward for him winning a big TV major in the shape of the World Grand Prix in October. For Brandon Weening, an opportunity. Mark Webster was talking at the start of the programme. It was about time we saw some of these Aussie players coming through and making a mark and winning, and maybe even following in the footsteps of Damon Heta. But it's a big, big ask, and there is a big gulf in quality. But when you get up on that big stage, you never, ever know.
Well, it's quite a bit of unknown stuff we'll see over the next couple of days here in Wollongong. Some fresh blood on the World Series, both in the PDC representatives and in the Oceanic players. And we've got a couple of debutants squaring off in our opening game. Mike De Decker, as you say, Stuart, earning this chance with that brilliant World Grand Prix victory. Brandon Weening, he's a guy who's made a commitment. He's evidently got a plan. He wants to make darts a big thing in his life. We saw him playing at Q School, played at the Lakeside. He actually spent about 7 weeks in total over in the UK, December and January, playing a whole host of stuff. World Masters qualifiers as well.
Yeah, it's a big ask though, isn't it? And it requires big sacrifices, but the rewards are there. We'll talk a lot more, I'm sure, over the weekend about Damon Heta, the roofer from Perth, who's now number 10 in the world. It's an astonishing story, but it just proves to all the wannabe Australian darts players what is possible.
42.
Mike De Decker blowing on his hands and rubbing them together there. Might be a little bit chilly in the hall. It seems like he's playing quite quickly as well. Just wants to get the blood flowing.
1 more.
Opening night, 8 games.
96.
All best of 11, first to 6. Of course, the business end of the tournament on Saturday. Quarterfinals, also first to 6. Semi-finals, first to 7. And the final itself, first to 8. This is pretty good. Still astonishing to think, when you think about what has happened since the Australian Darts Masters 12 months ago.
35. Brandon, you require
Littler was crestfallen after losing the final. Not the fact he lost, but the fact he was hammered 8-1 by Gerwyn Price. Some pretty good things have happened to him since.
60. Mike, you require 80.
Can Mike De Decker win his first leg in the World Series? Double 16 for a very clean 86 checkout. Brandon Weening had him in a spot of bother there for a moment. Mike De Decker wriggles out of it.
I think Mike De Decker's got something to prove. To himself and to a lot of people. He was very vocal, wasn't he, about the fact that he wasn't picked
95
for the 2025 Premier League. The first player to win a big Sky major
93
to miss out. And the message to De Decker was, well, go and prove us wrong.
He also could have been involved in the World Series early this year in the Netherlands, but didn't really fancy it because he had holiday booked.
Yeah.
Why go on the World Series just to go down the road from Belgium? This is what he wanted, though. He's here this weekend. He'll be in New Zealand next weekend. It's down to him to deliver.
Yeah.
The irony is, he was probably playing better at the start of the year when that Dutch World Series event was on than he has been in recent months. Most of his better runs this year, reached a final and a couple of semis, were at the start of the year. He's not done that since.
95.
I think as well the pressure ramps up for De Decker to prove that he isn't just a one-hit wonder. You know, he's been very vocal, giving his thoughts, not holding back. And now he's got to prove it, got to back it up.
Well, the big chunk of money that he won at the World Grand Prix shot him up the rankings, but not perhaps as much as you'd think.
Well, he hasn't cracked on, has he?
Well, the thing is, that money is going to tell. He's just inside the top 20 at the minute. You look later in the year, and he's provisionally up into the top 16, up into the top 10 by the World Championship. But that's only going to happen if he backs it up in the tournaments between now and Ali Pali in December. So he's got himself an opportunity to really catapult himself into the big time. But as you say, got to reproduce the stuff we saw in Leicester last year.
No finish, of course, but there should be after these three. And Weening is again left 120. Let's see if he can make a better go of it.
Should get a dart. Does get a dart. Does not find the target.
Mike, you require 70.
So one dart for De Decker.
38.
Wow. The real chance now. The crowd getting vocal. You'll know if he hits it.
Game shot, second leg. Final Weening.
The Aussie levels things up.
Game on.
So these two debutants both have their first ever World Series leg. Maybe they can settle into this one a bit.
97.
You would think it's going to be the score and it's going to be the 180 hitting where Mike De Decker can really punish Brandon Weening. Brandon Weening can play some serious darts. He certainly showed that at Q School. But Mike De Decker, all his success has been built upon this scoring power that he really has added to over the last 2 or 3 years as he's risen up in the world of darts.
140.
It's a massive achievement to win that World Grand Prix, but we've seen in tournaments, in big TV events over the years that you just know from day one that a player has turned up and he's in the mood
85.
and he's going to take some beating. And you got that feeling early on with De Decker in Leicester last October. If you don't know, the World Grand Prix, just to,
94.
for those who perhaps don't follow the darts all the time, you have to start with a double as well as finish with a double. And De Decker hardly missed, did he? Getting away in that tournament, and as Dan alluded to, his scoring was phenomenal.
30.
And there just was a feeling from early on in the week that if there was going to be a surprise winner, it would be this guy, and it was.
Well, it's not just
56.
the way he played, it's the calibre of opponents he beat on the way to the title. I mean, obviously Humphries in the final, but also saw off the likes of James Wade, Gary Anderson, Damon Heta himself. His fellow Belgian Dimitri Vandenberg, the other one. It is a serious list of players he beat there. Doesn't need to go in this visit, the 114. And it's not going to.
58.
Fourth year we've been in Wollongong. Around Australia since 2013, Sydney and Perth and Melbourne, Brisbane. We had a year in Townsville as well.
Mike, you require 56. Game show enough Thursday.
All three legs of our first last 16 game.
Game on.
Going with throw. The winner, by the way, will play either Luke Humphries or Johnny Tata. They, of course, will play a little later on.
95.
Johnny Tata coming through the New Zealand qualifier.
Yeah, he's already at the Ali Pali, isn't he? Is he the first or one of the first
57.
to qualify for the World Championship?
It's a very good question, Stu.
I'm disappointed you don't know the answer.
Well, I was going to refer to New York, but that didn't work out because Matt Campbell didn't qualify by that.
£1 million to the winner, to the world champion on January the 3rd.
94.
Incredible where the sport has come from. We were just talking before with our friend and colleague Mark Webster when he was crowned world champion back in 2008. Look, he won £85,000, which was a fair chunk back then. That's a fair chunk from Brandon Weening, who fires in the first maximum of the Australian Darts Masters.
Applauded by his dad Wayne, watching in the crowd, former quarter-finalist at the Lakeside. And he back up the 180 with a 141 checkout. No, he can't, but he's still looking good. Yeah, using the ball back up to the treble 20 now, looking good for another hole to throw and to level the game up.
50.
That doesn't help him.
That's what Dan was talking about. When he gets going, he's prolific. And all of a sudden, real pressure on the Aussie, where 30 seconds ago there wasn't.
Not going double-double. Unless he's changed his mind. I went searching for that treble 14, nowhere near it. And Mike Dedeker might be about to pick his pocket.
Yeah, fatal hesitation there, I think.
Mike requires 70.
Well, this would hurt Brandon Weening. And it does.
Game shot and a full flag.
Greeted with near silence in the arena and a smile from the Belgian number one. But he has picked the pocket. He has the first break, and he leads by 3 legs to 1.
Best leg of the match, that as well, 15 darter.
57.
Dedeker, only the second Belgian to play in the World Series. Dimitri van den Berg, very much a staple. And when he got on the World Series, he made a lightning quick start to it. Made the final of his first event, won the third and the fourth event he played. If Mike Dedeker can replicate that sort of stuff, he will probably ensure he's on the World Series for some time to come.
90.
It still seems a little strange calling Mike Dedeker the Belgian number one. I mean, Dimitri was the dominant force, or has been the dominant force in Belgian darts for a while. That's a lovely 180. All in a row. Symmetrical.
82.
Is this a response from Brandon Weening? Well, the 180 was brilliant.
45.
But that's not much cop.
So still advantage to the Australian from Geelong, just outside Melbourne, real Aussie rules territory.
85. $62. And it require 100.
Creative use of the board to get down to a finish. Shouldn't really change Weening's approach to this. Is it 2 tops or treble 20? Well, once again, he's looking at that 20 segment and it's skewed off left.
73. I can require 170.
Well, a good recovery from Mike Dedeker. But Brandon Weening should have 2 darts to hit straight back. Well, he should have had 2. He's only got 1.
38. Mike, you require 51.
Could be a big, big mistake. I guess that's the difference that we've seen in the World Series over recent years. The qualifiers have improved, but when it comes to the big moments, it's the PDC players, the big stars, who nail those big moments. That's why De Decker is 4-1 up.
Well, it's an interesting period that Australian darts finds itself in at the minute, because it has been a breeding ground for top-level talent. We've mentioned Damon Heta repeatedly, but obviously Kyle Anderson, Simon Whitlock himself, Corey Cadby, whose flame burned brightly but briefly.
Arguably one of the greatest wasted talents in recent years in darts, Corey Cadby.
Absolutely.
Case of what might have been.
But they haven't really got anybody who's sticking their hand up to suggest they are the next one off the rank at the minute. Somebody like Weening, somebody like Brody Kling we'll see tonight.
Well, that's the name that the local Aussies, the officials here in Australia, reckon could cause some problems. Brody Kling plays Stephen Bunting.
Nobody's winning more games on the World Series this year than Stephen Bunting. He has been spectacular. Brandon Weening may need something spectacular to turn this around, because he's not been a huge amount worse than Mike De Decker. But when it's come to the doubles, Mike De Decker has been very, very good.
Brandon, you require 67.
Yeah, Bunting on a World Series bonanza, isn't he? Let's see what Weening can do here.
Again, that miss left. He did it missing the big 18. He's missed the 20 segment, left a long way a couple of times. If he is missing, he is dragging it left.
35.
But that's okay, with his opponent back on 190. Let's see if Weening
43.
can nail that all-important double.
1 out of 5 on the outer ring so far for Weening. He's probably going to get another go in this leg.
47.
He definitely will now. But Brandon Weening cannot be feeling too confident throwing at these doubles.
47.
With catching,
And then you
isn't it?
require 16.
The drift into the 5. 3 more darts in hand for Weening. Pressure.
No score.
And that's what pressure does.
Mike, you require 100.
10 darts at double. The Australian has missed.
16.
He's got to get some more.
Brandon, you require 16.
Back to double 8 it is. Oh my word, look how far left that has gone. There is something going on here for Brandon Weening, and it is not something good. And he does finally ping double 8 to bag a second leg in this game. But my word, that was hard work.
Game on.
Relief for the 26-year-old.
58.
De Decker hasn't really performed either, to be fair. Bit of Wollongong wobbles for the Belgian as well on his World Series debut.
Well, there you have it. That last leg, the only leg that De Decker has not had a dart to win, and when he has had a dart to win, most of the time he's taken it out there and then. Still blowing on his hands. First game on. This is going to be as chilly as this venue will get. It's only going to warm up. And if Brandon Weening warms up, he is is out 180ing Mike De Decker in this game.
Yeah.
134.
Three 180s for Weening.
$36. $43.
Well, that certainly isn't power scoring from De Decker.
$60.
I thought he might have been tempted by the bullseye last start there. Persevered on the 20s, even though he'd blocked that treble. Likely to come back and look at the bullseye first start. And again, Mike De Decker applies the pressure, coming from behind in a leg to ask a question of Brandon Weening. Rarely has the Aussie had the answer.
Well, from nowhere, De Decker, favourite to win the leg.
36.
I think they were 3 darts,
Mike, you
born
require
of frustration.
54. Game shot in the 7th leg.
When he's needed the doubles, he's found the doubles.
First. Game on.
It really should be 4-3. It could have been 4-3 the other way, but it's 5-2 to De Decker and he's 1 away.
140.
Well, Brandon Weening has outscored Mike De Decker at the start of legs, and pretty considerably. It is a strange old performance from De Decker, but his doubling has got him out of trouble. You can see the averages, the first 9 darts, first 3 visits to the board. Weening is significantly better. But 2 out of 14 on the doubles compared to Mike De Decker's 5 out of 8. 5 out of 8 world-class stuff.
57.
That's why he'll probably win this game.
$78. $58. $66.
Well, it feels like this game's drifting away from Brandon Weening. And while it's not like he's been getting chances every leg, chances at the doubles, this probably will feel like a missed opportunity, because this is not the Mike De Decker who was so brilliant at the World Grand Prix. Weening hasn't really been able to capitalise.
83. Brandon, you require 72.
He's had his chances, many of them. And here's another.
$48.
Well, how many is that? 14.
Mike, you require
Missed darts at double.
17. $57. Brandon, you require 24.
And again.
He can use that. He sailed past it and stuck one next to it. And Mike De Decker
Mike, you require
barely missed a
60.
double all night. Gets match darts. And takes his chance for a first win on the World Series. for the Belgian #1. He's scoring entirely absent tonight, but the finishing, seeing off Brandon Weening in the battle of the two debutants. Mike De Decker through to the quarterfinals to face either Humphries or Johnny Tata. And after the break, we'll get a chance to see the defending champion here in Wollongong, the Iceman, Gerwyn Price.